Hello everybody, welcome to the Dead Unicorn. My name is Corey. We are playing Legend of the Five Rings. That's right, it's Cyber Samurai Saturday. Joining us is our regular cast and crew here, ready to play Blood of the Lioness, the latest adventure that has come out for Legend of the Five Rings. So, we're going to start with Sasha playing Kitsukere.
Hello.
Matt playing Goseki no Matsu Takeo.
Hello.
Crystal playing Ecoma Sayori.
Not in the flesh.
Tarek playing Seppin Kinjiro.
Onegaishimasu.
And our game master, James.
Hello.
Playing himself.
Before we start, as always, I'd like to thank our patrons scrolling in the upper right-hand corner. Thank you,
I've always
patrons,
thought of
for
James as
helping
being
us
everybody else
with
in the world.
our gaming habit. You are awesome. And with all of that taken out of the way, oh, by the way, you can support us too at patreon.com/deadunicorn. James, what's up, buddy? It's you're the game master.
Yeah, and I've had a very exhausting week, so if somebody else could do the recap, I'd appreciate it.
I vote Matt.
Matt,
Really now?
can you do the recap, Matt? Is that possible?
I believe in him. He can do it.
So up to what point? You want the recent recap, or do you want an overall recap?
Just last
Bring us
session.
home.
Just start
Right,
talking
please.
and we'll tell you when to shut up.
All right. So last session, I believe it was our first session after getting back from the past, and all of us congregating, trying to find evidence to help support our case into. Oh, come on, brain, work with me here. In order to make a play out out of our presentation, and we were trying to drum up support politically, and also trying to drum up as much written evidence as possible to help our claims be legitimate.
So that was indecipherable.
Unquote.
Indecipherable? Okay,
So,
perfect.
for everybody
That's how my
coming
mind
in,
works.
for people coming in on this episode, if you're new, let me bring you up to speed. We are a group of investigators looking into this old battle that the Lion and the Unicorn fought. During our investigation, we were transported back in time and entered the body of our ancestors and fought the battle ourselves. Now we've come forward in time, and we're trying to use what we learned as our former selves in order to present our investigation. And the way we decided to do this is by creating an epic poem or song, a performance that will inspire everybody and rewrite history to what we saw, what we actually saw in the past.
Agreed.
So
That is
remember, if
pretty
you
close
force
to
me
what
to
we
make
were
a
doing.
presentation, you'll automatically be sent straight to hell.
True.
Also, there were some NPCs that are helping us.
Yeah, but who cares about them?
James, your old character from another game, your self-insert NPC.
Just trying to tie your game with mine.
Tarek's
there's a continuing
too.
history.
That's not bad, actually. Thank you for tying previous games to new games, so there's a sense of,
Sense of continuity.
Continuity.
exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Continuity. I almost
And to be
had.
perfectly honest, when I inserted them initially, they were just going to be background, but then you guys last session decided to approach Rokuken.
Sometimes it's really hard to get that sense of continuity. You get a little bit of incontinence, and
I get incontinence all the time.
And then everything internal just falls apart.
Yeah.
it gets
Now
all
you know
backed
how
up.
incontinence work.
Okay, well, we completed a day, I believe. And we were going down. We were gonna sleep for the night and wake up, and we have like 2 actions and 1 downtime we can do during each day.
Yep. And this is 2 days remain until the emissaries arrive.
So I'm gonna show everybody the map of the castle we're in. This is a map of Swift Stored Castle, and these are all of our icons. And we can run around this place willy-nilly, and this is our stomping ground.
There's a couple places you're still not allowed in for the most part.
Well, yeah.
For now.
But a lot of places, if you have escorts, they'll let you in. Other places, they're like, yeah, go ahead, wherever.
So, does everybody know exactly what we're doing today?
The only one I know from last session that had specific plans for today was Goseki no Matsutakio, who is going to go with Rokukin to a private room and tell him the whole story while Rokukin goes over the maps and casualty reports.
So there were a couple things that I suggested other characters to do. One
I was supposed to go talk to Makoto. You were going to go talk to Ecoma.
I was going to go talk to the Akodo drill master.
Or master, yeah.
I
think Sayuri was going to talk to both Ichigo Kage and brain fart there. Ecoma Kage and Ecoma Ichigo.
Yes, and we need to get our location of the Ecoma Hall to do our performance in, and we need to somehow appease Ichigo or bury him under our heel.
You were reminded towards the end of the session that the reason he's upset with the Battle of the Snow Plains is because he feels his family has a stain of dishonor because the historian that was supposed to be there and record everything didn't record everything. But you guys know, all of her records actually burned.
That's right. That's right. And we can reveal that the traitor, the real traitor, the real person with the stain is the medic who allowed the scorpion in.
Yep. That happened.
That's what you should do,
So
Crystal.
it's not that Ichigo was actually mad at you guys for investigating this or mad about what you guys were doing. He was just personally dissatisfied with the official history because his ancestor failed to record it properly. At least that's what he knows.
From what he is aware of.
Hello to Kelpie Kit in the comments.
Hey,
thanks for watching. And I think Kire was going to talk to, I don't know. There was something about getting the Kitsu about the battlefield, the stuff on the battlefield that happened, where the technique actually came from, the Kitsu technique actually came from on the battlefield.
Yes, but you know that Kitsuyu actually made that deal with the person who ended up burning the tent of the historian because she wanted all of her part of it and her doing that removed from the record.
Yeah, but the spirit of Kitsuyu said something different.
Yes, but that means that the chances of finding anything that actually records that is really slim. I mean, there's a chance amongst personal letters if you find them.
You see, this is why we're creating a poem, an epic poem or song, so we can add those things in, and if people call us out, we'll say it's poetic license. But at the same time, we want the blessing of the Kitsu to put this in there. We don't want to blindside them with this.
If you can find one of those personal letters from one of the samurai that was there that actually mentions it, then there's a chance. But of making it a lot easier to have that happen. But it's a difficult check to do that.
And then there was the last thing that Sepp and Kanjiro was going to do, which was find the sword from the duel that cut off the Unicorn Clan Champion's arm. Nope,
Which
can't
it
hear you.
Can't
may
hear you,
or
Tarek.
May not be in the.
That's what
It
you
may
wanted me
not
to
even
do.
be in this castle.
May not,
Was
but
look for someone who has a tie to the old.
has a tie to that sword. Yeah. Yep.
I can do this. I can look. It's not gonna hurt to look.
At the very least, the Okota War College might have records for Lion Clan for who inherited the sword and where it went. But where that sword itself is,
Let's hope we can
Who knows?
find the sword, because we can present the sword. If we can present the sword during the performance, that would be epic.
Or I could do the other thing is I could also do a demonstration based on the ancestor, since it was my character's ancestor, and see if that would help.
there's also the small chance that if you actually do display that sword and talk about it cutting off the Unicorn Champion's arm, the Unicorn representative might be mildly insulted.
Yeah, incensed. It's true. My character's not
But
like
hey,
against the unicorn.
he's not on your side anyway.
True. He's probably just trying to stay face for the unicorn, to be honest.
And they won the duel.
Technically.
Well, the
yeah.
one where he lost his arm, it was a draw.
How is it a draw?
Because
the Imperial
neither
come?
fell, and it was supposed to be to the death,
It was supposed to be.
and the Imperials interrupted.
They stopped it. Yeah.
I thought you said the Lion Champion died.
No,
yeah,
not.
no.
Well,
the
you
Unicorn
know,
that was the-
Champion versus Kenjiro's ancestor. That's where he lost the arm.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
It was just that he was supposed to have lost his arm during that final duel. Oh, yeah.
Yep. And a single day missing the arm doesn't change history at all, but did make it so that that death blow that Tarek was going to do altered its trajectory because he wasn't supposed to die there.
Which is my
Because
bad.
otherwise, Kenjiro would have taken his head right off.
Timey-wimey, confusing, personally.
Yeah, stuff happens.
Timey-wimey,
don't
wibbly
mind.
wobbly.
I'd like to say hello to Gateway to Perdition. Thanks for joining us in the comments.
Oh,
Thanks for watching.
So I'm going to pick one of you at random, and we'll see what you want to do today.
Gonna
I'm
roll a
going
die.
to go with Sayuri today for this first one. So what do you want to do first?
Well, first I would like to see if I can find Ecoma Kage and convince him that it would be a good idea to support us in getting the rest of the Ecoma on board with our plan.
Okay, finding him is going to be slightly based on luck, so give me just a void check.
Just a void check, huh?
Yep, just a void check, but the TN's only one, because there'll be people that you can ask while walking around to try and find him.
So I just click my void ring?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Difficulty 1.
yep.
Oh, look, an opportunity.
Okay, it takes you quite a while to eventually find him. It's like almost lunchtime by the time you encounter him. Tarek, where would he be hanging out here?
that's a good question. Let me look around on the map real quick. Knowing Kage, it would either be the lecture rooms, where he'd probably be like going over histories and giving like long, boisterous explanations of things, or in the Golden Lantern Dojo. Is that a Kitsu dojo?
That is a closed place.
Okay.
Only Kitsu are actually allowed in there, and even then, not all of them. In fact, Sasha's character, as I remarked last session, felt very honored to be allowed in there.
There is the Ecoma Hall of Scribes, I see.
Yeah, the Ecoma Hall of Scribes would probably be the other place that he would be.
Okay, I'll say that you are actually in a little room off between the two, where you're with actual Ecoma scribes that are actually taking down your story in parts so that they don't tire you out or tire themselves out writing it all down of what happened after you died.
The funny part is that he still looks like he's old as shit and is actually not even that old.
And in
Looks-
fact,
I
you're
know,
younger
you-
than before.
You
And in
had him
fact,
drawn
Kage-
to look super old.
And in fact, Kage feels even younger than before he died.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and play him. Sayuri, they're taking a break at the moment from writing this stuff down. So he's just kind of sitting there, relaxing, enjoying a view of these, I'd say like this little garden area right here.
So here's a few stipulations. If this is Kage, all of the scribes are women.
What?
Like cute young Ecoma.
Not as young as Katako.
Oh yeah, no, not that
Thank you
young.
for that clarification.
They're
Young,
just
not
all-
super young.
Exactly, not children, but young, aspiring scribes, like aspiring bards. 2, he is drinking tea that smells suspiciously like sake in the middle of the afternoon.
Like a 50-50 mix. Well, it's a little
Exactly.
bit before noon, not much.
Perfect. And then the last thing is he is like joking around and like rabble rousing as he looks out into the garden.
So Sayuri, you come up just as he's telling basically a dirty joke,
Exactly.
I'm judging
which
Tarek
is
right
causing
now.
polite titters and a few blushes.
As I come up. Oh, Ecoma Kage-sama, I presume.
You
My
too have
name
heard of me.
is-
surprising.
Ecoma Sayuri.
What? Give me a sentiment check real quick, Sayuri. Just to see if you notice a change in detail since the last time you saw him.
I bet I know what it is. Sentiment. Do I know the TN?
2.
Okay.
I mean, a lot has happened, but it's one of those things that you probably can tell easily enough. Yeah, that's definitely enough to be going. Wasn't the eye patch on the other eye?
Last time you saw him.
You figured.
So Kage will look over and go, Ecoma Sayuri, you say?
Yes.
Not part of the Bard College, huh?
No, in fact.
Playwright?
Well, I do enjoy a good play. In fact, my companions and I are currently working on an epic poem that we might perform when the delegation returns.
A play, you say? I see. I think I understand what's happening here. You're coming to me because you need a really, really strong actor. I know. Stories are true. I've been in many plays in my time, though I don't know if my hips would be the same, or if I could pull out the same deep-voiced, uh, deep-throated singing as I used to. No longer. But maybe I could help you find a good stand-in for me. I'm assuming it's about me, right? No?
Oh, I'm certain you're an excellent performer. But truthfully, my largest reason for coming to you is I've heard that you actually experienced the afterlife and came back. And
Yeah.
everybody is fascinated by this.
He just gestures around to the Ecoma who are gathered and is like, indeed, many people are taking their own time out of their own busy schedules to come and listen to me banter on about how it felt to be in Meido and then infiltrating the depths of Jigoku with my associates. Well, one of my associates and a couple of people that I met along the way, but still, they were honorable samurai nonetheless. Well, one of them was a gaijin, but still, he comported himself well enough.
Ah.
But Ida Nozomi, that was a traveling companion. Traveling companion I was proud to fight. But she's still on the wall. Shame, really. Should have enjoyed her time. Wallowing out the end of her years. Drinking and being merry. But instead, she's doing the dutiful thing. Just like she would. Anyway, I'm not here to bore you. But of course, what do you need to know about the afterlife? I can tell you all about it.
Well,
The
since
smell of sake is quite strong on him.
everyone
Lord M.O., not as terrifying as he looks in the drawings.
everyone, including myself, is so enamored of your tales, I was hoping that you might be able to help with your clout convince the rest of the Ecomas to allow my companions and I to use the Bard's College space in order to put on our performance. You know, throw your weight around a little bit. Give them a taste of your experiences in exchange for allowing us to use the space. And I'm sure we can find an appropriate place for you in our performance.
And Kage does know he is the highest status Ecoma in the entire castle.
Well, I was going to put a little bit of pressure on that Kitsuki when he got back. It's up to Imperial Magistrates like myself to make sure that the underlings are doing their job well, but a nice distraction would be warranted. What is this play about?
Well, I'm certain you know of the Battle of Snow Plain. It's what my companions and I have been investigating over the last few days. Well, we have found some interesting new information. Unfortunately, and I lean in with my fan over my face.
Oh, he pulls his fan out and is like, ooh, like, even more intrigued now.
We actually went into the past, and because of your experiences in the afterlife, I felt that you might be one of the most likely people to believe us. But we lived through our ancestors' lives over that battle and have found some information that doesn't quite agree with the popular poetry.
So, what you're telling me is your rendition of events is going to be quite controversial. Might have ruffled a few feathers around this place, huh?
It's possible. In fact, Ecoma Ichigo is a descendant of the historian Hideri, who was supposed to be recording events there, and he's quite sore about the fact that no records directly from her seem to exist. She met an unfortunate end,
Tragic.
and all of her work burned, but we can tell the story of what happened.
So at this point, Kage is going to definitely do a sentiment. He's going to try to judge whether you're telling him the truth or not about what happened in the past, whether you're a trustworthy individual. I don't know if you remember Kage, but he is very good at figuring out whether somebody is telling him the truth or not.
Okay.
So I
So,
will have him
sentiment-
do a sentiment void check, or sorry, a sentiment fire check. Whatever you think the TN will be, I'll leave it up to you, Crystal.
That would be normally based on like vigilance or something.
Yeah, it'd probably be something like vigilance, or if you are trying to lie, you could say you're focused because you're focusing down a line, but you're telling the truth so far. So,
Yeah, my vigilance is 3.
okey-doke.
But I mean, either way, you're gonna be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he definitely figures out that you are being honest with him, which he likes. Okay, so he like stares you down for a little bit, really like that one eye beady and like focused on you, and then he pulls up his teacup and takes a sip and goes, "You're offering me a chance to tell a story that hasn't been told before, that is obscured by history, lost to time. And it gives me a chance not only to highlight the glory of the Lion Clan, but if I remember correctly, this was a battle against the unicorn, correct?"
Yes. And in fact, it turns out that the lion won this battle.
Say no more. Show me all the documents that you have that you can bring to bear, and I will help you to make this an amazing composition.
Thank you very much.
Any opportunity to rub one into the unicorn's face, and I'll gladly stand beside you.
All right, we're going to call that scene there. Matt, you're off in a private room with Roku Ken. That's going to be your first action for the day. You're just telling the tale while he goes over the map and casualty reports. And he's actually writing with both hands as he's listening. His right hand is writing down everything you're saying, while his left hand is writing out a timeline based upon the casualty reports and the maps. So while you might ramble a little bit, he's actually following a specific timeline with his left hand. And then he'll work to consolidate the two and add details from what you were saying to the rest and make it actually a proper timeline. So that's your first action as well.
Okay.
So-
Would that still require that tactics roll?
Yes, that would be a good idea.
All right, and I'm going to roll it under the pretense of recalling the events, so it'll be an Earth roll.
Mm-hmm.
And what would be the difficulty of this roll?
Just a 2.
Is it 2? All right.
After all, you lived it. You're telling the tale of something you lived.
And would any bonus successes matter?
Not really, but you can use those 2 opportunities to say that you actually dredge up details you didn't consciously recall.
All right. I can definitely do that then.
Because that would be the added information, but instead of you gaining it, it's you giving it.
All right.
And we'll go to Corey for his first action.
I have to go find a guy. I'm gonna go find the drill sergeant.
Okay. He's easily found. He's the same place every morning,
All right.
doing drills.
Well, I'm going to move my icon there. No one else uses this map. It's there, so everybody out that's watching this can see the map and know where we are.
Everyone out in TV land, but not TV land.
I don't know. They could be watching it on a streaming device that does YouTube. Anyways, I'm out of this private sparring grounds. Or the training ground parade grounds. Which one am I at?
Training grounds.
All right. This way then.
And something's going weird with your mic because you sound like you're more coming through crystals.
Yeah, I
Oh.
had that.
Oops.
I had
There
that
we go.
Muted. That's exactly what was going wrong. You nailed it. Okay. So, I am looking for Akoto Atsushi.
He's there leading drills.
All right. I'll wait till he's done leading a drill because I don't want to interrupt him, or wait till like his men are drilling themselves. You know, there's like a break where he's like new laps or something like that, and then I'll go ahead and approach him then.
It's a water break specifically for the troops.
Right. I'll walk up. Akodo-san, what a wonderful morning. It's a very brisk day for drills.
It's always good to do it in the mornings. You never know what the weather will be like, and it is a good way to get used to whatever may come.
I do my exercises privately, of course. I am not a bushi by trade, but you have to keep yourselves fit nonetheless.
That is wisdom.
Your men work very, very hard, I'm sure. What do your men usually do for entertainment?
Well, the Ecoma bards sometimes put on performances. There's the Garden of Virtuous Contemplations. The ones that don't do as well during the day get to contemplate the Path of Splinters.
Your men, they seem like they have the greatest life in the world. Well, myself and my little investigative team have decided that we're going to take a crack at performance. And we would like to invite your men all to witness this performance in 2 days? In 2 days hence. It will be a very interesting a very interesting performance about what really happened during the Snow Plain battle. It will venerate and uplift your troops and fill them with a new sense of pride. That's what I'm thinking.
We
That is
won't
our
all fit
intention.
in the halls of the Ecoma.
You won't. You see, I was talking.
He gestures to the training grounds, which you can see 4 separate areas, all divided up into 4 smaller areas, that there are large numbers of Akodos, Bushi, training.
I was speaking with the Hatamoto yesterday, Yayoi, about a place that would be perfect to do our exhibit. I had a different idea of where to put this type of performance, like the Halls of Glory. But no, Yayoi, specifically said that we should do it within the halls of the Ecoma. Now, if the halls of the Ecoma cannot accommodate all of the people who need to see this performance, perhaps we should think of something else, something more appropriate.
No, it is appropriate. It is still appropriate, and will make a fine reward for my men who do well by that time. My best will be there.
Your best. I would also like to make sure that a few specific people will be invited as well. I am unsure of the heritages of your men or yourself. But people who are descended of Matsu no Shion Yui, Matsu Sakura, Ecoma Hideri.
He blinks when you say Matsu Sakura and seems to touch a pouch at his hip.
Akoto Itehachi, Kitsuryoma, Ecoma Surayui, and if there is anyone related to that you know that is related to Ecoma Kamayoko, I would like to speak with them. This is of a very important matter, a matter of honor, if I could speak with this person.
There are a few here, myself included.
Our story will be touching on all of these ancestors. And, like I said, if you know somebody who is descended from Akoto Kamayoku, they need to speak with me before this performance happens.
Remind me which one that was?
That's the medic.
Ah. Actually, he goes, there was no one of that name.
Oh, how very clever of the Ecoma.
No, he looks genuinely confused.
I know, and I generally
And
laugh
says
at his
there was
confusion.
no one of that name there.
At the snow plains?
Yes.
Oh, the Ecoma. They're so clever, aren't they?
And just looks baffled by that comment. What are you getting at?
We have done quite extensive research and have created a most interesting performance. You should be there and bring the people that I have talked about, and your best and brightest, of course.
Those that I know that are descended from the people you said, I will make sure they are there.
Have you ever heard the name Akoto Kamayoko?
Just a cousin that lives in the Imperial City.
Just a cousin. So someone currently alive. This is not that person. Very well, Akoto-san. I'll leave you to your drills. Thank you for all of your time and effort, and I hope to reward you well with a stunning performance.
Bows in response, still looking baffled.
Okay, I guess that's it. I just wanted to make sure that we had some good movers and shakers and like people in the army like to talk a lot, like a lot. So
Oh yeah, and there were a few standing around close enough listening in.
So I hope to hell like
And
this.
you being Scorpion, it was blatantly obvious they were listening in. To them, they were being very subtle. And to the sergeant at arms, they were being subtle. He noticed it too. But to them, they were being subtle. But to you, it was as blatant as going,
Yeah.
I've got my glass.
Well, I have that advantage that allows me to do that as well. Subtle observer. That allows me to read the lips and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
More
know.
what they're really doing is standing there, pretending not to listen while going,
Oh, wait. I need I need momentum. I need rolls and momentum. So I would like to get a Kodo at Sushi on my side with this. I would like
momentum points for your side of things doesn't occur until the dignitaries actually arrive and you start giving the information then.
Okay. Well, then I have done my job in order to get a key figure there, and hopefully on that he will. Hopefully, I'll get some sort of advantage or opportunity or something great from this, and that is my action or my downtime or whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing.
That would be your first action.
Yep.
Let's go to Tarek next. What do you do for your first action? You're muted.
Yeah, just let him know.
I will be going to. So this is where I'm not sure. Maybe I need to do a check for this one, but I would think either the military library or the armory would be a good place to start hunting down information on the sword.
I'd say the military library would probably be the war college itself might be the best place.
Okay, then I'll be going there. Try to find information on where the sword ended up.
All right.
And if there's any people who are descendant from that ancestor outside of myself who would be interested in showing up to the place.
Give me a government check.
Okay, give me one moment, and I will do that. Government. I will go with government void to try to sense out the connection to the ancestor. And is this a TN I know?
No, it is not.
TN.
Though since it is you doing it and you have your ancestor helping you, might be a little easier.
Okay. I'm very glad I spent that void. Very glad. Extraordinarily glad.
Ooh, not bad.
Okay. I got 4 successes and 3 opportunity to try to hunt down a connection to this.
Okay. And what would you like to do with those 3 opportunity?
So, 2 opportunity for more information, and 1 opportunity for ancestry and Earth to try to actually identify anyone in good standing who is a descendant from this ancestor.
Okay. Well, you do find records of where the sword went after, and it managed to stay in that same family line for 3 generations before being lost to Ronin bandits, and nobody knows where it ended up after that. But the extra information, you got lucky. You found a letter from one of the regular Bushi warriors that was there that described the eruption of golden light from Kitsuyu and the sudden appearance of long dead warriors screaming through the battlefield. it got misplaced and misfiled here.
Perfect. I'm gonna write that down.
It's actually kind of poetic the way he describes it, including recognizing one of the lion warriors that appeared as dead as his own grandfather. And his own grandfather saved his life, which is why he wrote this letter. And the end of the letter is a demand phrased as a request that his family that day, upon receiving the letter, go and make major things at the ancestral shrine to his grandfather as means of saying thank you for saving life, even if he doesn't really understand what actually happened. But by reading it, you do recognize what it is saying, even if the writer did not.
Excellent. Excellent. This will be perfect. I came looking for a sword, but I found something much sharper. The ink from a pen. Okay, my character will take the note, and I have another idea for what I'm going to do with my downtime action, but I'll hold on to that.
Yep. And now we move on to Keitako.
Okay. So, as everyone is kind of like moving off to do their own thing, and Corey's character kind of suggests that Kaidako should attempt a social encounter on her own, she just kind of stares at a wall for a few seconds before tootling off to find the right people to talk to. So let's see.
You
Looks
are a
like
little low.
that-
You can bring your mic a little closer. Yeah, go.
Yeah, looks like that would be what, Kitsu Takeko?
Takeko.
Takeko. Okay. So do I have any idea where they might be?
She's also the one judging the matter and will not speak with any of you until the dignitaries arrive.
Okay, and that's what I was trying to figure out. I was trying to work with Corey to figure out what I would be doing, but if I can't talk to her, okay. I suppose then I would have Kaedeko work on the composition of the performance in the poem instead.
Okay, give me a composition roll.
Okie dokie. Okay, and I think I'd like to do it with water since I'm trying to adapt the events of what we found out into kind of like a more dramatic interpretation of it. Do I know the TN?
No.
Nope. Okay, hide TN.
All right. Since no strife, you spend a rather pleasant morning writing.
Perfect.
The best kind of morning.
That's pretty easy.
So you meet at lunch, you quickly tell each other what everything you've all been doing,
Yeah.
and then we'll move on to the afternoon.
I basically look at Tokoro and say, "You will not believe what I was able to locate, brother."
Also,
Right.
Rokukin does not join you at lunch. He is engrossed in getting this timeline right.
I lean in and say, "I'm all ears, brother. What did you find?"
A letter. A letter from one of the samurai who was at the battle and saved by Kitsuyu, bringing up the ancestors and summoning them forth for the first time onto the field.
That's perfect.
I thought you'd be excited. I was too. It details exactly what he went through in seeing his grandfather come to life and protect him from the falling blade of a unicorn samurai. It is quite poetic, in fact, and may or may not have drawn tears from my eye, but if it was able to do so for myself, just imagine what it will do to add weight to our play.
You've always had such a soft heart, brother.
Well,
I'm excited to see what Kiriko has written. I'll need a list of characters. I'm going to get some accessories.
well, I don't know about acting, but I can tell you this much. That kid seems to have a real passion for writing. The only thing that she seems to do that doesn't make her fall asleep.
So we're all back together.
Yep, for the moment at lunch, and then off to your individual actions again. This time, I'll start with Matt.
Oh,
What do you want to do this afternoon?
I thought we were going to exchange some information before we move on. If we have,
Oh yeah, feel free.
yeah, like, hey, let's talk about what we did,
Yeah.
and then what we're gonna do next, because that will inform our next move. So I'll say that I have got us a very large and boisterous audience that should help us quite, which should help get the word out quite
Quickly.
quickly.
Vigorously?
I hope quite quickly. And also, I have found out that the medic that betrayed the Lion Clan to the Scorpion, Akoto Kamayoko, has been written out of history. We'll
Or
need.
never existed in the lineages in the first place.
She was always a Scorpion, maybe.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. She is the one who wrote the replacement history, is she not?
No.
No, she was dead by then. You captured her.
Uh-huh.
Matsu Sakura had her beheaded long before the alternate history was written.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she was the
Well.
spy. She was the Scorpion, and she is the
It is
reason.
no surprise that the spy would not be included in the official history.
Yep.
Whether
There's
she
a lot of
even was
history
an
where Scorpion
Akoto or
just
not.
gets written out.
Probably for the best. It's probably what they wanted to.
We have a letter that is very of utmost importance.
Yes.
Brother,
Indeed, it is.
I elbow you.
Indeed, it is quite important. It holds the account of I believe, a Matsu, whose grandfather was summoned by.
My internet.
Oh God, Matt, don't talk while you're stuck like that. It creep me out for a second. I was like, oh God, he's a ghost. He's a ventriloquist. He can talk without using his mouth.
Ooh, his ping jumped over 200. He may crash out.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
In fact, he's frozen on screen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been frozen for a second. That's why I was like, I thought he was actually just staring like that, but no, he's
just
frozen.
let's keep going. Just continue
Okay.
on.
Yes, Matsu, in fact, who recognized his grandfather being summoned by Kitsuyu in the height of the battle. He describes quite beautifully what the process of the summoning looked like, and how his grandfather actually saved him from the felling blow of a unicorn samurai. I was able to determine that this is probably the closest thing we'll find to a true recounting of what happened on that day. And if I do say so myself, I would say that it is quite the positive thing for us to have discovered at this point to back up our claims.
An extremely lucky find.
Indeed, I did not think that it would exist anywhere else. It is definitely not something that would exist anywhere else.
What did the rest of you do?
Well, I spoke with Ecoma Kage. As you all probably know, he is the man who died and came back to life, and he is rather famous around here. He has agreed to help convince the Ecoma, including Ichigo, to let us use the Hall of the Scribes to perform. And he might also definitely be interested in a performing role if we can find a spot for him.
Kaedeko gets a very small, like, almost like wicked-looking smile, and she says, as long as he's okay with acting, and maybe dancing a little bit.
Oh, I'm certain he would love that. Oh, just be aware. I think he may be younger than he looks, but he doesn't seem to be extremely spry anymore, so maybe not too much dancing.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. And then she, like, shuffles a few papers together and, like, pushes them forward on the desk for anyone who wants to read them.
Oh, I definitely grab them and I start writing some notes down on each of the characters. Well, we'll need costumes and masks and such. And I'm sure the Ecoma will let us, if we're using their theater, allow us to use their
props.
But I think we should get something specifically made for this performance.
Wouldn't hurt. Depends on what we're looking for, though.
I'm writing
And
down
how soon we can get it
characters.
done.
I'm writing down some characters and personality traits and such. So, and then I'm gonna go find an artisan.
If you need me to change my mask, I need it to have a bell, so I don't fall asleep.
Yes, of course. I've noticed that. Though you do seem quite engaged when you're writing. At least when you were writing that play.
We'll turn the volume up on the shamisen player extra loud.
Yeah.
We'll get those big.
Electric shamisen.
We'll get those pieces of wood that they
that's
clap.
not gonna help a narcoleptic.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
We'll clap the wood every time you try and fall asleep. Ting ting.
I could just imagine her jumping every single time she hears the sounds like.
Yo.
Just frustrated at how loud everything is. No, this isn't right.
Specifically having some young Ecoma right behind her, and every time her head starts to go, it goes with them right behind her.
Like cymbals.
That's the
Or just
Japanese
wood
version of
blocks or
symbols. Yeah.
bang.
I'm just picturing her having like a long braid and she's got it tied to the back of her obi, so if her head starts going down it gets snapped.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my god. Whatever
it's
y'all can
or
figure out.
properly
honestly.
secured so that she falls asleep and her head just goes.
Just stays upright.
She has fake eyes drawn onto her face.
We gotta get someone with some like illusion magic to make it look like, you know, her eyes are still open.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Hey, well, look at her mask. It's got those
Mask
wide
has
eye
eyes.
marks on it.
Yeah, she must be awake.
Even as she's
This
going.
is silly as hell.
Or I'll probably use my my non-existent art skills to just draw a circle and then a dot, circle and a dot, maybe a few eyelashes.
And in reply to Kenjiro's comment, she says, well, scary stories are my favorite.
Of course. This is certainly scary. Really, as long as you stay engaged, I think we'll be doing quite well in this play.
Would you like to hear a ghost story?
Of course.
And then she'll
Yes.
spend like 30 minutes talking your ear off,
She's
giving you the most exaggerated like exorcism encounter that she can think of in the moment.
telling true ghost stories.
Hold on. Before you get too far into this, we need to talk to our brother-in-law. What have you done?
So I assisted Rokukin in mapping out the sequence of events that happened during the battle, and currently Rokukin is, well, still deeply engrossed in the task. I have an inkling to return to him to see how progress is going, but if there are any other tasks that you feel I'm more suited for, I will definitely consider taking on those tasks as well.
Well, I don't have any tasks anymore. I think we should all do what we think is right for this performance from here on out, and just make sure that everybody knows what we've done, so we don't double up on things.
Well, I wasn't able to find the sword, but I did think of potentially doing a presentation myself, seeing as I am a descendant of the ancestor who took off the arm of the unicorn champion. Maybe a demonstration of skill might do some good.
Aide listens to all of that with like slightly wider eyes, and her only comment at the end of that is, "You are all brothers?"
In law, I am married to their sister.
Oh, that I think explains things.
Well, me
Now,
and
now that you've realized that you can be looking back and forth between Takuro, sorry, Corey, what's the
Takuro.
character name properly?
Takuro?
Takuro.
Takuro and Kenjiro look back and forth between them, and even though Takuro is wearing that squid mask, the eye ridges are the same, the nose ridge is the same, cheekbones are the same, forehead's even the same. How did you not see this before? They're twins.
Must have been asleep. She like nods to herself, like, "Ah, yes, it's all coming together."
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Brain bells jingling indicates brain activity, even though her
Exactly.
face is still.
And then she looks over at Takuro and kind of leans in a little bit and says, "Why do you not take off your mask?"
That's a whole story for another time. Dear Kadeko-san. You see, the scorpion are, well, let's just say it's tradition. Right, brother?
Oh, it goes way back to our founding kami, actually.
Indeed.
I'm
I was
amazed.
curious as to why a squid, but
I'm
Oh.
amazed
You mean
that a
an
lion.
octopus?
It's an octopus, yes. I'm amazed that a lion would follow such a tradition as the scorpion. As I look at Kiriko.
Well, she kind of looks away for a second and then looks back and says, "Well, my face is kind of messed up, so."
Oh,
That's
I
fine.
see. It's best to show a mask rather than one's true face anyways. When we reveal who we really are, it usually upsets people.
She puts her hands up like this and whispers, "I like my stories to be scarier than me."
Oddly enough, so did the scorpion.
As
I'm pretty sure at least one person on that comment from Katiko goes, "That's not difficult."
That is not going to be hard.
Just to look at her.
As for
Like Takeo just finds her endearing. It's like, I see.
as for
But
the
you guys all know she's pretty scary when she gets going with the magic.
as for
Yeah.
my as for the octopus look that I have, both myself and Kenjiro owe our existence to the octopus,
Oh,
and so I honor it.
I thought that was a stork.
That's my next character. I'll have a stork mask.
Everyone just thinks it's a
A
crane.
scorpion who's descended of a crane.
Yeah,
I
she
just
has
like
these,
flaccid pickles.
very amused, interested, expression on her face, oh,
I get it now.
I understand everything.
That's how babies are made. Octopus come and
Oh God.
Don't fall into the ocean.
Kelpie Kit says, once, long ago, a scorpion used the wrong mask glue and he had to make an excuse for never taking it off. Then it became tradition.
Yet he somehow managed to breathe.
Very nice. Okay. Are we all good? Can we move on to the actions, I guess, then?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we got it.
And I will start with you, Corey.
Okay. Well, I've got to find an artisan. Which means I'll have to find where the Ecoma get their costumes and masks and such.
That's not extremely difficult. You just have to ask an Ecoma bard.
That's
Pretty much any of them.
That's exactly what I'll do. I'll ask an Ecoma bard where they get their theater equipment.
For the most part, we make them ourselves. Clothing comes from the village, but everything else we make ourselves. Do you need some?
I need quite a bit, actually. I have a list of characters that we need for an upcoming play. I would appreciate some guidance on this.
Let me get a few other bards and we'll show you our storeroom.
Thank you, Akoma-san. That's most gracious of you.
Less than an hour later, you have like 10 Ecoma bards going with you. In part because you're Scorpion, and in part because this is kind of a treasure room to them, even if the stuff in it doesn't have high value to anywhere else.
I'm like, oh, that looks great. Oh, yes, we're using lion and unicorn, and you have plenty of that, I see. That is, if we could borrow that for this performance, we are creating a new epic poem, a new epic performance, highlighting the Battle of Snow Plain Village.
You find that the unicorn costumes they have actually would be pretty appropriate for having recently arrived back in the Empire style unicorn like you want to display.
Also,
They're over dramatizing the fact that they're foreign. It's awesome.
Fur bands, metal helm, spike on top, the full Mongol look.
we're also looking for... This performance is going to be... not less kabuki and more refined. And I was hoping we could find no masks to help us distinguish the characters.
Those we guard preciously. They are delicate.
I see.
But we understand what you are doing. Many Akodo are talking about it.
Ah, well, I should. This performance is no secret, but it.
If we will make you this deal. If you tell us what you want the masks to look like, we will look for them for you and have them available at the time of performance.
Okay. I say, I will. From these descriptions and characters here, it's very superficial. I must speak with the writer, and I will make you a letter, and I will write to you specifically. One of our creators is Kitsu Kiriko, and another one of our writers is Matsu Takeo. And
One name I know, she often hung out around here, listening to many a bard.
Well, I hope she learned.
Trying to tell her own stories too sometimes, with success.
I hear they can be frightful, her stories.
This is true. Looks around, leans in, carefully covers his mouth and goes, "You did not hear this from me, but the word is some of the Ecoma elders are considering offering the Kitsu an arrangement of marriage for her when she's a little older. Because she could make a very good Ecoma.
Oh, that. I mean, she has the talent for the Kitsu. I thought that sort of thing would be more precious than an actor.
I said it was an offer. I didn't say it would necessarily be accepted.
I think, though, that she would be excited about joining an acting troupe permanently, and I would not be surprised if she would make sacrifices for that.
Maybe you could put that bug in her ear for us? And we will call the access to our props a fair trade?
Ecoma-san.
No. You, go ahead. Sorry, my brain farted.
Ecoma-san, I very much enjoy this bit of devious dealing. I think we have a deal.
What deal? I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't even discuss anything.
I hate you guys.
Okay, I think I'm done then.
All right. Let's go to Kenjiro.
Okay.
What do you do for the afternoon?
Kenjiro is going to try to find someone. He's going to try to find a unicorn in town. And he's going to try to set up a performance between him and the unicorn that is a reenactment of the duel between his ancestor and the Unicorn Clan champion.
The only unicorns currently at Castle of the Swift Sword are the unicorn investigators. You've seen them around in a few places, but they've been keeping their distance and trying to find stuff for them. Because they are on the opposite side from you on this. But there's like 3 of them going around the castle looking at records and things, and you've seen them around.
Did any of them...
You have noticed when you found the letter, there was one in that library, and he was looking slightly frustrated. Like, it's starting to get stressful trying to find anything to support the unicorn side beyond the official Imperial record. So you could approach one of them if you really wanted to, but you know they're more likely to try and sabotage you.
Exactly my thought was if I try to go walk up to one of them, they're probably going to try to use this as an advantage to sabotage them, what we're doing. I will.
They're also more obviously getting frustrated because all the talk around the castle is about this performance you guys are going to be putting on, talking about setting the record straight. The true history of the Battle of Snow Plains.
Yeah, they're going to be terrified.
It's gonna be like Hamilton all up in here.
Okay.
But more historically accurate.
What, are you saying
History has
Hamilton?
its eyes on you.
Are you saying Lin-Manuel took liberties with his play?
No, I'm just saying that we're telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Look, man, it's just like it says in the play of Hamilton. It's about who lives, who dies, and who tells your story. That's all it's about. Who tells your story? That's what matters the most. Not the truth.
You know what? I think Kenjiro is going to be as interested as possible with Kaidiko's tail spinning. So he's going to go and wander with her and help her out with wherever her direction leads. Listening to her telling tales as he walks around.
All right. In that case, the two of you are together, and Rokuken also comes up, having completed the timeline, and shares it with Keiko so that she has a written, accurate timeline based upon. He says it's primarily from the battle maps and casualty reports, but the two of you looking it over can see a lot of details that came from Takeo. Sorry, apologies.
I'm quite the tacky guy.
I keep mangling the names.
Takeo. The second syllable is always de-stressed. So, Takeo, Takoro, Kiedeko, Kenjiro, Seiyuri.
So that's how the three of you end up spending the afternoon. So now we'll go back to Sayuri.
Well, I guess we were all kind of on the same page with wanting to help out with the writing.
Okay, then you show up as well and see that Rokuken is sharing the timeline he came up with and has annotated notes from the casualty report and the battle maps to actually back up his timeline.
And while we're here, I will be sure to specifically mention that the daimyo, from what I've heard, is very interested in hearing the actual facts, but she also wants some emotion put into the story. She doesn't want just bland facts. She wants like the passion behind what happened.
Oh yeah, she'll get it. No worries.
Forget the Passion of the Christ.
Though admittedly in Rokuken's timeline says nothing about Kitsuyu's ability, because that's not in the casualty reports and battle maps.
Oh, but I have letters now.
Yes.
Delicious letters.
And so then we'll move to Matt.
All right. Originally, I was going to go back to Rokukin to, essentially finalize any other details. But considering that, Rokukin already approached everyone else, and still trying to think over what else I could do to help pump up the attendance for the play.
You don't
talk to the
necessarily
Matsu.
have to.
Hmm?
Nope. If you feel everything's well in hand, you don't necessarily have to.
You can also just go talk to the Matsu. You are like Lion Clan. These
Mhm.
people here are your family.
Yep, definitely. So, I was thinking maybe if there's any Matsu Clan representatives, I'll see if I can talk with them and get them to come see the play.
Okay.
Wherever there are Kitsu, there are Matsu sure to follow.
Oh, all right.
Even if they don't have an official place in this castle, there would at least be some representatives around.
Yeah, the Matsu tend to be the ones who protect the Kitsu.
Okay.
Tend to be.
In this castle, that more falls to the Yakoto, but
Yeah, it's just the Kitsu
There would-
lands are literally surrounded by all the Matsu lands specifically, so that anyone who's trying to get to the Kitsu have to go through the Matsu first. And so the Matsu have kind of taken on the role of being protectors of the Kitsu.
I like that. Interesting lore.
Yeah.
All right.
Lion are real interesting. Stuff just makes them.
So, since you're going to go and find the few Matsu that are actually here, go ahead and give me a sentiment check for convincing them to come to the performance.
All right. And knowing how Takeo is, he's just gonna give him the straight facts. No
It's
embellishments.
also just a T&1 anyway,
Sweet.
considering all the hype coming around the castle. Just giving a formal invite is probably enough, even just to get them to come.
All right. Cool.
All right. Hey, the Matsu that you actually speak to, his response is to say, "Where the Kitsu go, we will follow."
Cool.
And you already know the Kitsu are going to be there. Almost all of them, if they can fit. So that'll actually bring us to dinner again.
I must say, this play is coming together nicely. I was able to spy on some of the histories that Rokuken wrote. Quite detailed. I'm sure
And he has joined you as well tonight, and is sitting there with a very satisfied look while sipping his tea.
I'm sure it must feel good to have uncovered so much hidden history.
Yes, and I made copies to bring back to the Asoko libraries.
Asako.
Taco, eh?
Sorry, I'm very tired. I'm mangling names.
No, it's hilarious. It's great. Asako.
It's just a quirk. That's all.
The Asako.
Well, I hope everybody made progress on what they're doing.
Indeed. I was able to work alongside Kaideko and listen to more of the tale as it's being written.
Oh, you did not disturb her from her writing, did you?
Oh, of course not. Just gave her a few helpful suggestions.
If this performance goes well, perhaps she'll get the eye of the Ecoma bards, and they might invite her to join some troops.
Isn't
I
that
don't know if
interesting?
that is what
Kaideko
Kaideko
challenge.
wishes, though. I have no idea what she actually wants.
What would I do with the Ecoma? I'm supposed to. She like hesitates and like thinks. I think I'm supposed to wait for my next job.
You're a priestess, are you not?
I like the term exorcist, but I think more people like your word for it.
I would think that we wear many hats in life. I mean, look at me. I am
Wearing a hat.
I am a courtier, yes, but I also rallied an army just recently, the same as you. You're a priest. But I am also a priest.
Oh, it was a metaphor.
A Shugenja.
Oh, the hats. Yes.
Yes, it's we are Shugenja. We are Shugenja. We are priests. We talk to the kami and spiritual. Yes. But if you wish to pursue your acting career
Or writing.
or writing career, however you wish to do that, I suggest writing a letter to Ecoma, and I'll give the Ecoma's name. It may take you away from some of your studies, though, and I know that the Kitsu consider you a prodigy, and they may jealously keep you.
I don't know. Maybe I should talk to my lord about it. I don't know how to make decisions like this. She looks very confused.
Well,
It's a
I'm
decision
certain
that
you have
can save
plenty
for
of
much later
time.
in your life. You don't have to jump into it now.
I mean,
Unlike Takeko.
what is just simply writing a letter? There's nothing attached to that, though.
Like narrows her eyes at you suspiciously.
Are you doing a sentiment check?
I will, and I will probably fail it.
Do it. I'm super curious to see that role play out.
Okay.
My
I don't know
vigilance.
how this works. It's against your vigilance.
Yeah, usually it can be a roll, like
Contested role.
a contested roll, but it can also just be against my vigilance. However, which makes it easier. Whatever the game master wants.
I'm sorry, I blanked on part of that. What was the question again?
Is this going to be a contested roll or just against my vigilance?
She's trying to sentiment him.
Yeah, suss out my lies, or what my true intention is. Actually, I haven't lied.
I'd go with contested.
Okay. I'm going to use, I guess, either courtesy or skullduggery. What do you want there, buddy?
Well, since you are actually being polite, not actually lying per se, dancing with the truth, yes, but not actually lying, I'll go with the
Courtesy.
yeah.
And I am definitely trying to trick her, so I'll use air. Courtesy, air. I don't need void for this. She's gonna fail against me. TN. It's gonna be TN1 because it's contested, and roll. Okay. Well, I only got 2 successes, but they're both explosive. Got some opportunity.
Sounds like trouble.
All right, it's only 3 successes.
Okay, so does that mean I set my difficulty to 3? Is that how that works?
Sure,
Or-
that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
I suppose that
What are
would
you
work.
doing with the 2 opportunity, though, Corey?
I would like to figure out what, if you can give me this information, I want to know what Kiriko's passion is.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Would I? You just want me to say it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's storytelling.
Perfect.
Specifically,
Excellent.
like spooky stories or like ghost stories.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Exactly. Katika's written like 4 of those. They're stuffed under her like.
Oh, you mean
mattress.
4 of the books?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Like
Also,
for the book.
You already kind of knew that. I'll give you one of the other rumors that has nothing to do with anything you guys are doing that's going around the castle, and that is supposedly in one of the villages in the nearby mountains has been reporting sightings of a white lady in the snow.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
And,
So this is
White
unrelated
people are here.
information.
in Ona no Yuki.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
Ayuki.
Yeah, a snow maiden.
Well, make your roll. Make your roll, Sasha.
Snow maidens are scary.
Okay. So let's see.
Do you have a sentiment? Yeah.
Well, you have a chance.
Oh. I guess I
Oh.
do have a chance.
Good chance now.
Oh,
Aw.
unfortunately not.
And now you have to take all that strife.
Meh. Womp, womp, womp.
But you got 2 opportunity as well.
Yep.
Find
What
out
would
if
you
they
like
got
to use
in.
those 2 opportunity for?
Outside of...
You can finally figure out what that weird smell is.
It's the 4th unicorn investigator.
Oh,
You haven't seen him because
guess
he's
I'll
been
just-
hiding in the walls and got stuck there.
It's because it's because he's the horse, and we never thought to look there.
Stop it with the horse!
Everybody said don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
They were lying.
No one mentioned it being the rafters. Okay, so I think I'll do information. That GM will give a piece of information that may or may not be related to the task.
Assassin horse.
You've also
Whatever may be
heard
relevant.
these snow maiden and rumors, and for you, there's also once this is over, you might be sent to deal with that.
Okay, good to know. That is
Pretty much your job, yeah.
So,
yeah.
so you don't know my true intentions. And I say, this is what I say. I say, I know that your duties as an exorcist is important, but if you let this pass you by, there may not be that many more opportunities in your future to tell scary stories to a very large audience.
She, like, almost looks kind of sad for a moment before she perks up and says, "Oh, that's okay. I'll just tell it to you guys."
You think we're going to be here forever? We have our own
Maybe.
duties. We have our own duties. I will be sent back to Soshi Castle after I am done here.
Oh, well, I do travel really far, so who knows? And she smiles.
Well, I'm always welcome. I'll always welcome a good scary story. You can always send me some in post.
He gets like a big grin.
Kenjiro looks happy that he's pleased the child.
I shake my head and say, "Ah, it's the way of the samurai to waste talent like that sometimes."
I'll think it over.
Then Kelpie just says, then she kills you so she can tell ghost stories to your spirits.
Oh, I feel like it might be appropriate.
Way too
if,
accurate.
I feel like it might be appropriate if it, like, at this moment she looks like she has something in her lap that she's, like, very faintly, like, stroking her hand over, which is a ghost cat that I don't think anyone can see.
Yes.
Except for me. I can
Except
do it
you.
I absolutely can't see it.
Yes, it's Master Meow.
too.
Her ghost
Meow.
cat teacher who teaches her kung fu.
Or, like, tries to keep her from trouble. But who knows? There may be some kung fu involved.
sleeping cat style.
Ow.
Involves a lot of poses like
The sleeping cat is very appropriate.
The roll. The loaf.
The stretch.
The pitter
The
patter.
baguette.
The friend.
The
The
get stuck in a
sunbeam.
vase.
The get stuck in a bus. The me fits, me sits.
Heck,
we
Kaito
stuck
might be
to
in
a
the rafters soon.
tapestry.
The reverse gravity.
Hey, I mean, Kaito is pretty much a cat. You know she's showing up when you hear a faint jingling behind you,
Yeah.
right?
Now I kind of want to ride up a ninja clan that is sleeping cat style.
I like that.
They sometimes get stuck in the rafters though and need help down.
They get spooked.
I'm scared of heights. Why'd I take this job, man?
Oh, Game Master James.
Mhm.
I would like to see if I can't use Kietiko's her advantage to give her to use it against her as a disadvantage, and that's a thing you can do in the book.
Yeah. There's a technique for that.
There is
A
technique
shuji?
for that. No, it's something you can just do.
Yeah. You can,
Oh.
You can.
Okay.
There are
Well, I know
shujis
there are
that do it too.
techniques specifically for that.
There are shujis that do it too.
Yeah, now that you know storytelling is her passion, especially ghost stories, you can use that against her kind of thing by, well, the carrot versus the stick.
Mm-hmm. Where is that rule? Turning advantages to
And a little
disadvantage.
reminder to you, Corey, that Ecoma bar did not ask you to make her agree, merely put the idea in her head to think on.
Yes, but I want some proof that I did it. And that's why I kind of want her to just write a letter showing interest. So, inverting your advantage. If one character's advantage creates a logical vulnerability for that character on a specific check, the GM may invert the advantage, causing it to be applied as a disadvantage for a check.
Well, my only advantage is spiritual protector.
No,
stories
your
is my
passion
passion.
is an advantage.
Oh, is it?
Storytelling is an
Okay.
advantage, yes.
Gotcha.
Because it helps reduce strife for you.
Oh, that's true.
Your passion. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Like,
Leveraging your...
You've been indulging in that, so any strife you had carried over from the previous day is probably gone.
Oh yeah, it
So
was
this
already
roll's the
gone.
only stripe you got. And with Rokukin offering tea, that stripe's gone already too.
Oh, lovely.
Because
Boom.
everybody gets three back.
That's a good point.
So, I would like to... I can spend a
yeah,
void
here's what I was thinking of.
to make her advantage be used as a disadvantage. So, if a character's check has one or more targets, the player may choose a target known advantages that logically could be used as weakness for that check. If a GM agrees, the player may spend one void to seize the target's advantage, causing it to be applied as a disadvantage on the player's check.
Eesh, you're gonna give her 4 disadvantages. Rude.
So,
Funny thing is, Kateko's like burned face would normally be something that would help keep her away from getting like marriage proposals, but now her love of scary stories will like only make that disadvantage work as an advantage for her.
Rat. It would have worked too if it wasn't for you meddling adults.
Scorpions.
you know what? I'm
A little aside, Kanjiro, you feel your ancestor guardian kind of move over next to Katiko, and Katiko, you feel another hand reach down and pet that cat too.
She mutters something about, I don't know how ghosts are soft, but it just works.
You know what? I'm going
Oops.
to wait on this. I'm going to press her later when I have a better idea and tact for this. But yeah,
Okay.
I just want to make sure next time I do something, I'll be able to use her advantage as a disadvantage.
Okay, we're going to real quickly go through downtime activities and then call it because it is already 1 a.m. here for me.
Okay.
And as you guys can tell from the mangling of names a lot, I am very tired.
Oh, I found the shuji I was looking for. It's called Ebb and Flow, and it's on page 220 of the core rulebook.
It's actually a really good one. Oh God, that is a good mask.
Good mask? What?
Nothing. Something in the server.
Ah.
Oh, this allows you ebb and flow allows you to do it without spending a void.
Yeah, you just learn how to manipulate people's advantages.
And you can make an advantage a disadvantage or a disadvantage an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Ebb and Flow is good. I think it's one of the first ones that you can choose to start with as an Ecoma. But
No, it's
Standing
rank,
the
it's
flame
rank
is
3.
way
You
better.
can't start with it.
oh, well then it's one of the ones on their list.
Yes, it's one of the ones on their list. That is correct.
Been so long since I was a rank 1 Ecoma. So long ago.
Okay, downtime activities.
Downtime.
I'll just go first to show people how downtime activities go. I'm going to learn something new about this area, go to some place new that I haven't been before, and use my curiosity passion to reduce my strife by 3.
Okay, that means you reduce your strife by a total of 6 at this point.
Okay. That's it for
And
me.
that would be probably the bell tower since you haven't been up in there yet.
Ooh, sounds good to
And
me.
it provides an amazing view of both the Path of Splinters and the Garden of Virtuous Contemplation. And the sunset is lovely.
I can see everybody's private conversation in the garden.
I don't
If only
know.
you had
How
a
good is your
spyglass to
eyesight?
actually see their lips.
I need one of them unicorn spyglasses.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go to Sayuri for the next downtime.
I kind of figured I'd just wander around, maybe visit the lecture rooms and see if there's anything interesting happening.
Okay. Yep, there's a few different lectures being given on various subjects. I'm sure you'll find at least one that catches your interest.
Okay. Um. Yay.
Since you mentioned flower arranging last time, there's actually a class being given on that.
Oh, I would love to attend.
This one is actually specifically on flowers that come from the Scorpion and lands. The ones that are unique to the Scorpion lands.
The endemic flowers.
And there is a lot of comments about always wear gloves with these flowers. Be careful of the thorns on these that can pierce your gloves and other such things, because a lot of them are actually poisonous.
Surprise.
But are still extremely beautiful to look at. One you had never seen before, or you arrived a little bit late to catch the name of that particular flower, but it is a 5-petaled flower where the center is actually purple, but each of the petals is a different color that actually matches with the 5 rings.
Oh, that is lovely.
It's also extremely toxic. Don't even breathe up close to it.
Or do and just accept your death.
There are medicinal properties from it. If you process it properly, it can assist with healing of those rings and other, but unprocessed, it's very damaging to the various rings. Only scorpions know how to deal with the black leaf from it, though. We can't even turn it into a poison here.
Oh,
So,
well.
who would want to damage someone's soul so much? Because void is your soul. And now we'll go to Matt with Takeo. What's your downtime? Or what do you just do before going to bed?
I think I will probably indulge because like the whole entire time I have not indulged in my what was it? Adversity, which is irrepressible flirtation. So I'm thinking of maybe just exchanging some haikus with a few of the poets around here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Give me a void check real quick. Just give
Hmm?
me a quick void check on that.
Void check, like
Yeah,
what kind
it's a
of
luck check. I want to see because there's another major flirt here in the castle
Yeah.
La la.
that's with the poets too.
Hold
So
on, like
whether you
composition
it's
or
oh,
like
no, it's just a straight void because this is to determine whether you end up in the same group as Ecoma Kage
Yeah.
or
On his
if
turf.
you get your own group.
Yeah, stop stepping into my turf, youngin. You're like, you're
what
only
would
like
be the
10 years older
TN for
than me.
this one?
I had so much fun with my flirty character.
What
So
would
it's
be
a
the TN for
it's a
this
TN2 void.
void? Okay, man, and I only have a 1 in void. That's gonna be fun.
I don't play flirty
Good
characters
luck.
often, but they are really fun to play.
I got a blank.
It's black.
All right. So what
She
that
won't let me read
means
your palm.
is you arrive where you think some young poetesses will be, and they're all paying attention to Kage and completely ignore you, except for occasional polite applause at your haikus, especially as they end up with end of poem.
Perfect.
So true. I mean, you can't beat that. End of poem. Three syllables. Come on. It works in every situation.
I'd say I'm pretty satisfied with how I spent my downtime.
Well, if he wants to hit 5 syllables in English, a end of poem.
Yeah.
So what does Kenjiro do for his downtime?
Kenjiro is definitely going to be making time to go to the Hall of Ancestors, Ancestor
Okay.
Shrine,
Okay.
and is going to be praying to his ancestors there.
All right.
He wants to make sure he honors them for their assistance, and will actually ask if Kaideko would help him to do so.
Sure. She'd come with.
All right. Then that'll be your downtime as well. And that's where we'll call it.
Okay.
Okay.
Honor, glory, experience, all that good stuff.
One
Jazzercise.
experience. Don't really think anything happened for honor or glory, really.
All right. Well then, I guess that's it for today. Hey guys, thank you for watching, either live or afterwards. I'm glad to have you. If you watch this all the way through, you obviously liked it. Hit the like button, hit subscribe and the bell so you know when we're doing this, which will be almost every Saturday because it's Cyber Samurai Saturday. Whew. From all of us, Tarek, Crystal, Matt, Sasha, James, and myself, Corey, go roll some dice.
Do it.
Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.